record. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Susan Markowitz. I'm a registered dietitian in Central New Jersey, and I've been a dietitian for 30 years. Can't believe it. I started in the critical care world. I was a nutrition support dietitian for 5 years. When I had my internship, it was different than it is today. I actually did a 3-year internship. I don't think those even exist anymore. So I got to spend the last full year in critical care and shock trauma, which was a great experience. But as you can imagine, it was very intense and very stressful. And I saw a lot of critically ill people. And I decided, as challenging as it was and interesting, that's not where I wanted to spend my life. It was very difficult to heal those patients. So I decided to focus on preventative wellness. And I've now been in private practice for about 23 years, focusing on preventative health and wellness. I was working with 2 OBGYNs, and they sent me on a mission to go find a nutrient line for our practice. And it took me years to find a nutrient line that I approved of. And I'm going to share that with you today. I stumbled upon nutraMetrix by accident at actually a New Jersey Dietetic Association meeting that I hadn't been to in a long time, and fell in love with it. Not just the products, but the business overall. So I'm excited to share it with you guys today, the nutraMetrix Custom Health Solutions. nutraMetrix provides a complete suite of customized cutting-edge solutions exclusively for health professionals. We have a wide variety of products and services designed to better serve patients and generate ancillary income for the practice. We have relationships with thousands of partner stores and services to offer additional savings on goods and services that every practice needs. I think as RDs, we would really agree that there is a changing paradigm in this country. We see rising business and drug costs. I have patients who come to me who don't want medication. Sometimes if their insurance doesn't cover, especially for some of the GI meds, those are $2,000 out of pocket. We have shrinking insurance reimbursements. You know, we saw this with our doctor friends for years. Now I'm starting to see it in my practice as well, especially I do take insurance right now, something that I would love to get out of. And we have constantly changing regulations and reform initiatives. I was just talking to a doctor the other day who said that Medicare is really going to change over the next year or two. And these are some of the articles that are in the news. It's very hard right now for an internal medicine doctor to sustain a practice alone. All of my friends have partnered with the larger groups. So in New Jersey, we have Summit Medical, we have Robert Wood Johnson Hospital. These hospitals are purchasing the doctor's practices, which I think initially sounds good to them, but turns out to be not exactly what they think or what they thought it would be. And for that reason, a lot of the doctors are now becoming functional medicine practitioners, which I love seeing. People now need to think outside the box. We look at hours per week spent on paperwork and admin. Most practitioners, whether they're an RD, MD, PA, nurse practitioner, spending a lot of time on paperwork and admin. And we have to, especially if you take insurance, because that insurance could come back, as they quite often do, and say, let me see your notes on that patient. We're deciding if we're going to pay you. And how frustrating is that? Minutes personally spent with each patient, especially in internal medicine, even with the specialists as well. The minutes personally spent with the patients are getting less and less. And this is really because they have to. They're forced to see that large volume. As dietitians, we can spend more time but even less. You know, initially, my initial eval was 90 minutes. Now it's 60 minutes. So this is changing. When physicians were asked the most rewarding part of your job, and RDs as well, and any other health practitioner, gratitude and relationship with the patients. You know, I think all of us as health professionals became a health professional because we wanted to help people. We wanted to help people achieve optimal health. We wanted to help people stay out of critical care, stay away from the medication. This was our passion. We're all healers. The most challenging part of our job is having so many rules and regulations. Well, what are the alternatives? More practices now offer ancillary services, all kinds of ancillary services. Family physicians are offering weight loss services, in-office diagnostic tests. A lot of them now have RDs to offer nutritional counseling, but even some things as cosmetic services. I had an eye appointment with my daughter who's home from college, and the doctor has somebody putting on eyelashes in her office, which I found interesting. But I see this all the time. I see OBGYNs offering Botox and cardiologists offering different services. They're looking for an ancillary stream of income because they need to look for an ancillary stream of income.
Susan, one of my plastic surgeons offers weight management before they do a tummy tuck. They have an aesthetic component where they're doing custom blend foundations. Wow. As well as skin lines, so cosmeceuticals. So they have 3 additional profit centers in addition to all of their surgeries.
And that's smart. You know, it's a lot easier to expand the profit margin from one business than to have all kinds of unrelated businesses. So they're taking that income that people are spending anyway. If they're having these services, why not bring it back into the practice?
Yeah, one-stop shop.
A one-stop shop, yes. We know that supplement sales are growing. This number even surprised me, that supplement sales reached $43.4 billion in 2017. Everyone takes supplements. And when I was on my journey looking for the right supplement line, I would spend hours in the health food store trying to choose products for my patients. And I remember looking at the shelf and just saying, nope, no, no, no. Twice as much is spent on weight loss. And I'm sure as RDs, we see this all the time. There are some really strange, crazy fad diets constantly. In my career as a dietitian, I think I've seen them all. They come and go. I'm not sure what starts that, but they're all diets, which at the end of the day don't really work. We know that 76% of US adults now take supplements, up from 64% just 10 years ago. And patients like to hear the recommendation from their health professional, from their doctor and their dietitian. They don't want to hear it from the sales clerk at the store. Many of the most popular brands have attractive labels full of ingredients that contain also artificial chemical dyes, chemically synthesized flavoring agents, preservatives, disintegrating agents, things like hydrogenated oils and talcs and chemical coatings and all the red dyes and blue dyes and yellow dyes and orange dyes. All of these toxic chemicals are in these vitamins. And my patients always ask me, how is this allowed, when I point this out to them? Because a lot of them are not aware, right? Until we turn around and actually look at the label. Let's look at the label of Centrum Silver, which a lot of people take. And we see here yellow 6, hydrogenated palm oil, pre-gelatinized cornstarch, red dye number 40. A lot of things that we don't really want in our bodies. Same with the kids' vitamins, artificial flavors, all the colors, the reds, the yellows, the blues, soy lecithin, sucralose, these horrible components to vitamins. Those vitamins also, because they are pills, have a very limited bioavailability, about 0 to 20% in a vitamin pill. Cheaper quality, about 0 to 10. So nutraMetrix, I feel, really is in the right place at the right time. nutraMetrix is helping health professionals generate an additional revenue for their practice while providing the wellness-based products and services that patients are asking for. nutraMetrix has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is very difficult. A lot of the most popular companies in the country do not have an A+ rating, something that really impressed me. They also won an award called the Torch Award in 2013 and again in 2018, which is an award given for trust, performance, and integrity. And that says a lot about the company. The mission of nutraMetrix is to focus on helping health professionals implement customized wellness programs that benefit the patient and the practice by providing health professionals with science-based nutritional interventions, revolutionary technology, wellness-based education systems, and trained implementation consultants. nutraMetrix is changing the face of healthcare, one health professional and one patient at a time. nutraMetrix is a $40 million division of a larger global company. It's really a grassroots company. There are other companies out there that really hit hard, the chiropractic schools and the traditional medicine schools. Our company does not do that. We're really a grassroots company, but yet it's growing very quickly, starting in 2004 and has had straight up growth.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that in just the first 5 years, it matched the revenue of companies that had been around for 50 years because its supplements have such a high clinical outcome and are so reliable that the practitioners actually just love implementing them.
Right, exactly. I loved this concept of product brokerage. Product brokerage means that they identify the latest market-driven products from the best manufacturers. So we'll see other lines out there. I think we've all heard of some of the big lines that functional medicine doctors carry, but a lot of those lines are only one ingredient. And I have had patients literally cover my desk with 40 different bottles because each bottle was one ingredient. I love that as a product brokerage company, nutraMetrix is looking for the best quality of everything. And then they are partnering with those labs. They're also looking to put together comprehensive synergistic formulas based on current research, because we know in the body, everything needs to work synergistically, not one ingredient at a time.
I also love that the formulations change based on the science. So both Susan and I, who've been utilizing these for a while, have seen that as new science, much more significant science lays down, the formulations will change with the science to make sure they're always up to speed. And that's fantastic for us because then we don't have to look at the science. The science is rolling in and we're on top of it.
Exactly. Committed to quality, something else that had me jumping up and down. Every product is manufactured with strict quality control guidelines and continuous quality control monitoring. Specifications are set for raw materials and finished products. Raw materials are sourced with certificates of analysis. Products are manufactured using standard operating procedures for GMP compliance, and every product is inspected. And this is not the case across the board. As we know, for supplements, it's the choice of the company. Isotonic capable nutrition. This is what really got me excited about these nutrients. Because of my background in critical care, I fell in love with this isotonic capable nutrient line, the closest thing to IV nutrition that we can get. Superior nutrient delivery, exceptional quality control, comprehensive and synergistic formulas, and then the isotonic capable nutrition on top of that. The products taste delicious. I look forward to my vitamins every day. So do my 3 kids. No, they're not kids. They're 20, 23, and 25. But they love the way the products taste. They love the way the products make them feel.
And I think that's the difference too. It's
Yes.
It's one thing to carry a line, and it's another thing to have the patients report back that they notice the difference.
Exactly. I noticed the difference right away. You know, as RDs in our training, I didn't learn about methylated B vitamins. Did you, Sharon?
No, not back then. I mean, I'm in practice 43 years. We didn't even know about such a thing.
I didn't know what that meant, and I had no idea that I have the mutation in the MTHFR gene, which meant when I took B vitamins all my years of playing sports, I was tired all the time. And I didn't know why I was tired all the time. Now I see clearly. I was taking B vitamins that were not methylated, and I was not absorbing them. I wasn't absorbing any of my vitamins.
Me too.
Literally life-changing for me in the way I feel. And I feel better now in my early 50s than when I was 23. We have the ability to design customized isotonic capable formulas. A lot of my business partners love these custom cocktails in the container. We can really customize for the patient based on what they're already using, based on some of their own detailed analysis that we might be doing with them. We can also customize a line for the practice. So for some of my doctor partners, we have created a wellness blend, a women's blend, anti-aging blend, a post-op blend, a PMS blend, putting together all the nutrients to help support that condition. And
we do too. I didn't mean to interrupt. So some of my practices have a bone health blend or inflammation blend, in addition to all the ones you've mentioned. Yeah, so these docs get very creative. They want their own thing. They label it with their practice name, and it's really the isotonics of choice that they believe will be the most practical, most valuable, and have the highest clinical outcome for the patient.
Yes.
So sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
No, don't be silly. Gene SNP testing. This has become my new passion. The gene SNP DNA analysis. We're looking at 48 different genetic variations. We're looking at what's called promoter genes, the genes that dictate to all the other genes what to do. Well, it's not a diagnostic gene SNP test, but it's I think even more important, because where we can't change our DNA, we can change the behavior of how those genes behave. And my other passion, the TLS weight loss solution. As I mentioned earlier, we know as dietitians that diets don't work, but we also know that lifestyle absolutely works. All the time, lifestyle works. We change the patient's lifestyle. We get them off of those sugary, fatty foods. We get them on some low glycemic impact way of eating to stabilize the blood sugar, and boom, all of a sudden they're losing body fat and keeping their muscle. And this has been incredible for my practice. I teach this live, or I had been teaching it live for a couple of years. Now I do it more digitally. The TLS is really a science-based weight management program. We have supplements and tools that maximize results, lots and lots of online support tools, and this gives health professional value because it addresses an immediate need of the patients. I mean, I would say in my practice, 95% of the patients could benefit from losing a little bit of weight. That might not be what they come in for, but it's all related.
And no matter what practice we deal with, inflammatory processes are really at the core of pretty much all of the things that we're seeing in an internal medicine practice, in the orthopedic practices, even in the psych practices. It's shocking that if we don't get to the core of addressing obesity or at the very least, fat deposition in the wrong places that is acting as an inflammatory hormone, we really never get to the core of what's causing their issues.
Exactly. Now, a nutraMetrix consultant, I became a nutraMetrix consultant because I was having such great success in my own practice with the doctors I worked with. But I knew, seeing the patients coming from outside referrals, that my colleagues could benefit from this line as well. My colleagues could benefit from these customized services as well. So I became a nutraMetrix consultant like Sharon to help other practitioners implement nutraMetrix into their own practice. The value to the patient. Each practitioner has their own nutraMetrix website. On this website, which is beautiful, we have educational support, detailed product information. There are beautiful nutrition blogs. There's even a NutriPhysical that the patients can take, about 25 questions. It takes them about 15 minutes to give them an idea of which supplements may be best for their own body. There's online 24/7 convenience, cashback rewards for patients. A lot of my patients do go on auto ship because it makes it very easy for them. We find the nutrients that are best suited for their body. And the supplements are supplementing. Supplements, as we know, will never take over a poor diet. They're supplementing a proper diet. And that's really giving the patient 100% best. I found that as a dietitian, there was only so much I could do with a meal plan. I needed these supported nutrients to go along with that to really help these patients obtain optimal health.
Can I say something about that?
Of course.
Years ago, as a media spokesperson for the Dietetic Association, we had a party line that was, "It's all in the food." Well, having been in practice for as long as I have, I've discovered that patients with inflammatory challenges and autoimmune diseases can be addressed with a low inflammatory diet with less gluten and with no fried foods.
Yes.
Ultimately, to fully optimize their health, I need supplements.
Exactly.
And Susan and I are in complete agreement, as are all of the dietitians and all of the practitioners we work with, that we see something remarkable when we implement the proper additional supplementation to regulate and properly support those inflammatory markers.
Yes.
So I agree with you. You have to have them.
We need both. Yes. I love the marketing support that we get with nutraMetrix, the wellness catalogs, the product rack cards, patient handouts, posters. I have this poster in my office, and I bring it into the practitioners that I am helping to implement nutraMetrix. I love this poster because it gives us an idea where that patient is today and where do they want to be. Are they a patient that's a -5 and looking to hit a 0? Or are they a patient that's a +2 and they want to be a +5? Right. That really helps us guide that patient.
And I love the literature that supports those numbers.
Absolutely.
That has nothing to do with supplementation.
Right.
And everything to do with lifestyle medicine.
Yep, lifestyle medicine, optimal health.
Yep.
So how does it work? The nutraMetrix consultant has a meeting with the practitioner to assess the practice needs and submits a customized proposal. The health professional evaluates the proposal and makes necessary adjustments, and the nutraMetrix consultant supports the implementation, training, and ongoing success of the practice to help meet that health professional's goals. Now I'm going to share with you the business ways to earn income. Everybody is earning retail profit. We're earning 30 to 50% gross retail profit, but we're also able to earn ongoing income. We're earning commissions based on the business volume of products sold. So we're actually able to earn $300 to $3,600 in royalties per business development center based on our product sales. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a practice. Now, this is more of a larger practice. My practice does not have 5,000 patients. But a lot of the internal medicine doctors, the OBGYNs that I consult for do have 5,000 patients. So if we're looking, let me backtrack for a second. If surveys show us that 65% of patients want wellness alternatives, we're looking for a very modest goal. We're looking to implement 10% of that patient base, which would be getting about 500 patients on a wellness protocol. Daily action, adding 2.5 patients per day. This is theoretical. I don't think anybody has half a patient. But 2.5, so say 2 to 3 patients per day on a wellness protocol based on 200 working days.
And that's seeing, can I just add, and that would be like
Yeah.
seeing 20 patients in a day and deciding that 2 to 3 might be appropriate to implement a wellness protocol.
Exactly. Exactly. Which realistically will probably be many more than that. Many more than that. So the Daily Essentials packets, this is our basic nutrient line that a lot of my patients take because it is, I feel, just as it's named, Daily Essentials. Multivitamin with minerals to fill in the gaps where the diet falls short. This also has that full array of the methylated Bs, the whole B complex. This has an ionized calcium. It even has D3 and a powerful antioxidant. So if we're looking at these packets, now this is showing us the health professional cost and the suggested retail and the retail profit. So for 25 patients, that would bring in $550. For 1,000 patients, that would add to the practice $22,000.
And this is on a monthly basis,
On
right?
a monthly basis, thank you, yes. We're looking at adding a custom cocktail, perhaps, a little bit different than the Daily Essentials. And this is even generating a little bit more income on a monthly basis. For 100 patients, almost $3,000. 500 patients, almost $15,000.
And Sue, could you stop here for just one sec?
Absolutely.
Imagine that when we first look at the number of 100 patients, that seems almost out of, we can't even imagine how that would happen as we first start talking to a doctor. But we try to explain to them that if we used that original rollout of 2.5 patients per day, a few days a week, by the end of that first month, you'd have 25 patients on these supplements. And even if only half decided to reorder them, the next month as we roll it out, we have the 13 from the last month and the 25 from this month. And if half again order, by the third month, we have over 50 patients that we're starting to roll this out with. By the end of the first year, we absolutely have between 100 and 200 patients madly in love with those packets. And it just grows from there.
Absolutely.
And that number of 2,200 a month, no one is retiring on that. But if you could imagine that that ends up to be a lot of dollars to even create a position for a health or wellness coordinator, to roll this out further, to be coordinating the efforts of wellness in a practice so that another, one of the personnel doesn't have to wear another hat. This could be a person that they could hire to implement further. And it really becomes a self-sustaining profit center, getting the patients healthy and creating additional revenue so the doctor can practice medicine the way they wanted to when they first graduated medical school, instead of relegated to the way the insurance remunerate.
Yes. Absolutely. Also, in addition to the retail profit, that health professional is given royalties. So if we look at these points, the business volume points, these are adding more dollars to that practice as well. So now on the 100 patients, we have a total annual earnings of $33,600. 500 patients, $168,000. That could be just life-changing for that practice. Adding this ancillary stream of income in a wellness model could mean the difference between staying open as an individual practitioner and having to sell out to one of the larger hospitals. We're also looking at a custom cocktail, and again, this shows us a little bit more of the BV, a little bit more total annual earnings. So again, that 5,000 patient practice, if we're getting that targeted 500 patients on a basic wellness model of the custom cocktail or the daily essentials, it is bringing in over $200,000 to that practice.
And at that point, that practitioner is probably thinking about doing a boutique practice.
Yes.
If they can afford to have the practice that they design, offer as many hours as they need to be in patient care, it's a completely different life for them.
Absolutely. There are 3 account types to provide support in the way that best suits your practice objectives. The first is the HP1, the Health Professional Introductory Account. Simple introductory account designed for a health professional or small group practice, focus on the success of their own practice. They can switch to the HP Executive account anytime. The HP Executive, as I am and Sharon is a health professional with full access. This is a little bit more advanced account options designed for health professionals who want to leverage our solution with their own referral network. And then the non-health professional or health professional nutraMetrix consultant, that's also giving full access. So we're looking at the HP1 account options. So this practitioner is given, see here, U001, U002, U003. Their business volume, that BV commissions, are automatically tracked through your development centers. All orders, whether placed for inventory or on your private nutraMetrix website, are credited to your account, and you automatically receive commission checks when that business volume criteria is met. So it's floating up. And when you have in those points, 1,200, that's $300 royalty. It keeps growing, doesn't disappear. 2,400 points, 2,400 points, $300 royalty. 3,600 points, 3,600 points, $300 royalty. Going up a little bit to 5,000 points, 5,000 points for $600 royalty. For that weekly potential of $1,500 in the royalties. Now, we might decide to open that up to some of our referral network. We may want to introduce the nutraMetrix consultant to your existing referral network. The nutraMetrix consultant will then help you build a community of other wellness-minded professionals to help increase overall sales. We're looking to grow. We may know RNs, other medical doctors, PAs, cardiologists, dentists, dietitians. And now the system tracks the purchases and sales made by you or by anyone on your wellness team. And a lot of the practitioners that I work with love this. It's a way for them to band together with other practitioners without physically being in the same office. Do you agree, Sharon?
Oh, absolutely. The thing, too, is that now they're not changing only the face of healthcare in their own practice. They're changing a community. Now we have like-minded professionals who work together, who are exchanging ideas, who are sharing their successes, and it literally is profoundly changing. We have it here in Buffalo, where there's over 110 practitioners of all types working together. That's fantastic.
Incredible. Now, with our referral network, we are also getting paid royalties on that volume, but now we're doing it together. So I think a little bit more fun this way. We're banding together for a wellness revolution with other practitioners and getting paid royalties. The HP Executive Full Access, this is a little bit different. It provides more income through a shared revenue stream that also supports synergistic patient care, whether within a large practice or among outside referrals. This can provide ongoing income, maybe even after a practice is closed. I know when I stop seeing patients at some point, when I will eventually, I will still continue with my nutraMetrix business because it's really fun. I love it. It provides for us a commission system to support large physician groups or health networks. And this also provides an opportunity for success for both the individual health professional and the group simultaneously. So we're referring health professionals who need wellness for their patients. Again, the chiropractor, physician's assistant, cardiologist, radiologist, dermatologist, nurse practitioner, fitness trainers. We all know this realm of practitioners in our community, and we're expanding nutraMetrix to help them with their own wellness revolution. Then we're receiving 100% credit for all sales volume generated by our referred partners. Sometimes the staff member may want to come on board and be the in-office nutraMetrix consultant.
Right. Frequently.
Frequently, yes. Option 2 and 3 look similar to the HP1. For the HP Executive and nutraMetrix Consultant, the full access provides significant income potential. Now we're looking more at leveraging our business. We're opening up additional business development. These additional requirements have some training and some basic monthly requirements. And we can also add some nutraMetrix consultants to support the development of additional locations or referrals. But again, we're receiving 100% credit for all volume generated within the organization. And I love, as my friend, I just heard my friend Larry say, the volume floats up like helium. So we're having the $1,200, $300 royalty, and again, keeps going, $300, $600 to the $1,500. If we do this in the same time frame as another health professional, we are given a $600 management bonus for the weekly potential of $2,100. To earn more income, we do have the option to increase by activating additional business development centers and leveraging more. So it's really just expanding our network. I think for myself, and I'm sure for Sharon, when we are implementing these products and services, we see such a difference with our patients, and same with our practitioners. And practitioners would call me at the beginning and say, what are you doing with these patients? How, their joints hurt, their backs hurt, their labs were incredibly high, and now they're not, and they are eating better, but I feel that it's a little bit more. Tell me what you're doing.
Exactly.
And, and a lot of patients come now. I know my patients love Dr. Google. I'm sure yours do too. So they'll come to me with, I read, Susan, blah, 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 blah. And, and sometimes that's great. Sometimes it's not great. Because of course, not everything on the internet is true. We have to guide them properly. But what that shows me is people are interested today in their own wellness. They don't want to necessarily be on many prescription medications as they were years ago, because these prescriptions have a lot of side effects, and people want to live more higher quality of life. And I love seeing that. And I love helping other health professionals implement that into their practice as well.
Can I just mention, Susan, that this is not we stop everything we do to do something radically different.
Exactly.
The practitioner is still utilizing pharmaceuticals, recommending to other practitioners, recommending surgery when appropriate.
Right.
But what we do is if we know that there is a supplement that will secure the patient's health that can be implemented at the same time as the pharmaceutical, then the physician monitors them.
Yes.
The patient reports how they are doing more frequently. and then the physician backs down the pharmaceuticals as appropriate.
Exactly. Thank you for clarifying that. Right. Nutrients are in no way ever replacing a medication.
Exactly.
But we're helping that patient slowly and possibly reduce that medication or get off of that medication or prevent that medication.
Exactly.
So the summary of accounts, the HP1 and the HP Executive, the startup cost is $159.95. We have a monthly $21.95, and that is really giving us all the beautiful support from our nutraMetrix website and from the tools that we're using in our virtual office. You know, when I'm in my practice, I make money if I am working directly with the patient. With this business, it can be virtual. So I really, and you, Sharon, you travel all over constantly. So right. You can attest to this even more than me. You're building your business and monitoring your business wherever you are. I love that.
It's a virtual business.
Yes.
So can I just ask quickly, so these are startup costs that we would need to pay in order to begin?
Yes.
Affiliate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. $159.95. Your ongoing monthly is $21.95. Minimum order. I do recommend that the practitioners start with a minimum order of the 200 BV because we want to be a product of the product. It's hard to explain how our products make us feel if we're not taking them. And for me, they were so life-changing.
Yes.
Whether it be the digestive regimens, the sleep regimens, the basic daily essentials. We have so many regimens that can benefit. It's really life-changing for so many people.
And can I mention that when in most of the professional channels, the startup order is enormous.
Yes.
And in order to order, I didn't mean to say it that way, in order to be able to purchase or acquire any of the professional channel supplements, you have to order large amounts.
Yes.
These can be ordered individually. So even that startup order of 200 BV, the initial qualifying orders, you have a small amount to try with patients and to utilize yourself. That would fit in a shoebox. So for example, when Susan was explaining that the Daily Essentials box that had a 30-day supply of a wide variety of supplements that would pretty much secure general health, they come with 40 BV points. So 5 of those boxes launches a business. It's not closets full.
Exactly. And that's incredible. You know, my husband is a dentist, and to open the dental practice was a lot more. I mean, it was just mind-blowing when I saw to have a wellness business for $159.95 and some products and services to offer. Just incredible for us. And HP1, the introductory account, is capped at $78,000 a year. At that point, they may want to change to the HP Executive, as I am. Mm-hmm. There are no limit on the business development centers, and same with the nutraMetrix consultant. So getting started as a non-health professional nutraMetrix consultant is a little bit less because they're not getting that nutraMetrix website as we as health practitioners are. Mm-hmm. There are the monthly annual requirements as an HP executive and nutraMetrix consultant. We do have some trainings to attend, which I think is great. We need to learn how to build our business, how to help others build the business. So our next steps, schedule a meeting, follow up with the person that invited you today onto this call. You may want to try some products and services, or at this point, you may be ready to open your own nutraMetrix account. This is giving you your branded nutraMetrix website, your support materials. We renew annually for $129, and we do have that $21.95 management system that's monthly, which gives us our monthly subscription fee for access to our virtual back office.
It also gives you an e-commerce enabled website.
Yeah.
So you can be taking credit cards instantly.
Yes, exactly. I do not carry much inventory in my practice. But what we're doing is teaching the health practitioner practice to capture that order so the patients don't go home and forget or misplace it or be confused about what they're supposed to be getting to help support their own health. So we teach the practices. We do have staff trainings to help that practice in all different ways, understanding why nutraMetrix, how it sets their lines apart, what to do in implementation and what to do for ongoing success, both for the patients and the practice.
Right.
We're committed to your success. And I love that RDs, we work together. You know, my mission is to really build a team of RDs across the country. And I think that we are doing that. And, you know, I think that helping our patients, no matter what realm we're working in, we all have that goal of helping people attain optimal health.
Right, me too.
And that is it. We just want to help you evaluate to see if nutraMetrix is a fit for you. So I thank everybody for joining me today. Have a beautiful Friday. In New Jersey, it looks very gray outside right now, but I think the sun is coming out. It should be a beautiful weekend. And we'll be in touch soon.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And
You're welcome.
Okay.
Talk soon. Bye.
Thank you so much, Susan. It was wonderful.
Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.